Today I'm going to be talking about something truly haunting, something that has kept me up for weeks since I started researching, a tale too frightening to believe, but I still couldn't sit right until I got the word out. So without further ado, this is the story of William Stroganoff, the spaghetti sloth killer. During the peak of the Cold War, many Russian spies had been kidnapping Italian children and forcing them to do slave work, such as digging trenches and keeping the armory stocked. Housework and general labor was also common work for the poor Italian children. The Russians had humiliated them on a regular basis, fooling them to put their hands in boiling water, all the while saying it would make their work easier. These were the lucky ones, for a good amount of the native Italian children kidnappees were subject to torturous and heinous scientific testing. They were forced to watch clips of bestiality while on high doses of an unknown Soviet superdrug. One of these Italian kids subjected to these experiments was William Stroganoff. Taken at the age of 7 years old by the hands of the Soviets off the streets of Rome, he was immediately forced into cruel and unusual experiments. Young William knew he would never return home. His family had fed him on a strict diet of spaghetti, so the change to potato peelings and the occasional rat that scurried into his holding cell were more than enough to make him sick to his stomach and missing home. One day while crying in his cell, he was visited by Ivan Yefimovich Petrov, one of the many powerful Soviet generals. According to Soviet documents, he came close to the boy, brushing a comb through his hair, telling him he was special and would help them in the war if he was obedient. William, frightened by him, agreed to do whatever was needed of him. He was then stuck with a needle and put out to sleep for the next couple of days. While William was under, they had subjected him to several doses of the Soviet superdrug only known as Reaper's Edge, increasing bone structure and vitality to paranormal heights. To keep him alive, they blended up spaghetti and injected it into his stomach to keep the superdrug from overtaking William. It may have started as a racist joke against the Italian lad, but only giving him blended spaghetti intravenously, that soon was to be their downfall as well as the downfall of William Stroganoff. For 2 full years, William was subjected to these experiments. The doses of the superdrug only got higher, as did the spaghetti. His skin had gotten increasingly moist and almost stretchy and noodle-like as the doses got to be more and more, according to the Soviet documents. Since this was the opposite of what was supposed to happen to his skin, the Soviets ridiculed him and made him dress up as a clown and sing Italian songs for them. Being their little Italian slave puppet clown, the general seemed to ignore William, as well as make him endure many counts of horrid torture techniques just for the fun of it. The last documented torture of William Stroganoff was tarring his feet and making him lick the Soviet soldiers' plates clean. The meal, of course, was spaghetti. I honestly couldn't imagine what life would be like for this poor, now 9-year-old boy. But just 3 days later, the boy disappeared from his cell, leaving a trail of thick blood that could only be described as sauce. The only thing remaining of the 2 cell guards that night was a grotesque visual that once was of them. On a white plate where the two faces of the guards completely warped into spaghetti down to every detail. I warn you, the next image is disturbing and not suitable for all audiences. I advise you to look away for the next couple of seconds, but those daring enough, here's the official photograph of these two lost souls. He was then named the Spaghetti Sloth Killer by Soviet officials, and almost immediately a search and kill team was sent after the trail of saws. The search persisted even past the Cold War, but to no avail. William was never heard from again. Although he was never heard from again, several sightings of a noodle-like creature were reported to Russian officials over the years, some even dating to 2006. Some claim you can hear the whisper of crying and a faint smell of garlic in the air near almost every Russian forest. But that's entirely speculation. Thanks for watching. Translating the mini documents were very difficult as I don't know any Russian, but I hope I did William's story justice. I hope you'll think of him next time you have a plate of spaghetti and spread the tale to warn others that they are in danger. Until next time.